今天要去的呢是这个战争纪念馆。我去的时候呢是下午，这样正好我在看完它普通的展览之后，还可以一起去看它的 Last Post Ceremony， 也就是翻译成最终追悼会。展馆里的主题呢有一战、二战和冷战。我个人感觉，如果想看得仔细点的话，得花到3到4小时的时间。荧幕上放的是当年空军学校的纪录片，旁边呢还有一张当年学生要走的流程表，最少32周才能毕业。博物馆有志愿的向导来讲解，你也可以去花10刀去租他的专门语言的随身听去。我非常喜欢这个里面所有的展品都是按照时间线去排列的，这样不仅让游客更加容易的理解，并且它也带来很强的视觉冲击，毕竟越往里走越惨烈。我很喜欢和钦佩纪念馆用微缩模型加文字图片的展示方式。身为视觉动物，看到这些精细的复刻模型，我自然的想要了解更多。只是结合一旁的文字和图片，其传递的故事让我更加的具有代入感。这些模型还配有背景音，大部分是由火焰燃烧、金属碰撞和微弱的哀嚎声组成。它们非常的简单，但很震撼。但可惜设备没有收录清楚，这里放不出来。每个人在生活中都是他们自己的主角，但在战场上只是一个个士兵，一个个消耗品，事后变成了一张张灰白的照片。松一口气，离开了沉重的氛围。这里是战争纪念馆的概念展区，因为正处于扩容和改建的过程中，还未完成的部分先以模型的方式展示。未来再来到纪念馆看到的可能就不是今天视频里的样子了。看看时间，4点20，一起去看 Last Post Ceremony 最后追悼会吧。视线镜头正对纪念馆的是议会大厦，也就是重要政策和议案讨论的地方。也许规划之初有着勿忘历史的警戒作用吧。墙上挂着花朵的名牌，上面记录着的是追悼会上曾出现过的名字。在建筑的尽头是一个大厅，地上有一座修给无名氏的墓碑，墓碑上刻写着：他是他们所有人之一，但他也是我们中的一员。我当时看到这个也是非常的感动。在礼堂前面的水塘上有一个永不熄灭的这样的一个火盆，然后这个整个仪式呢，是说把过去发生的故事再带到现在，让我们人们在最后追悼一下。
Tonight, we will read the story behind just one of those on the Roll of Honor, which lists the names of more than 103,000 men and women who have given their lives for us in war and on operations for more than a century. Wreaths or floral tributes will now be laid at the base of the pool of reflection. Today we remember and pay tribute to Sapper Ernest Samuel Northey. Ernest Northey was born in 1894 in Broken Hill, New South Wales, the eldest of 4 children born to Samuel and Elizabeth Northey. After his schooling, he moved to Adamstown, near Newcastle. There, he worked for the Newcastle Department of Trade and Customs as a clerk. He also volunteered in the local militia, serving in the infantry and engineering units. Ernest Northey enlisted in the Australian Imperial Force on the 14th of July 1915, and he was assigned to the 6th Reinforcements of the 5th Field Ambulance. He embarked for active service from Sydney on the 13th of October on board the troop ship Port Lincoln. Northey arrived on the Greek island of Lemnos in December 1915 and joined the 3rd Australian General Hospital. He became ill and was admitted to hospital, and after the Allied evacuation of the Gallipoli Peninsula was sent to Egypt in January. He was in hospital until March, when he was found fit for duty and transferred to the 4th Division Signals Company with the rank of Sapper. After 3 months of training, he embarked for France in early June 1916 and was immediately sent north to the Somme Valley, which had been the site of heavy fighting since 1914. And after a fortnight's leave, he took part in his first major battle in August 1916 near the French village of Pozières. Over 42 days, the Allies made 19 separate attacks against German positions. Allied casualties numbered 23,000 men killed, missing or wounded. Northey survived the carnage at Pozières and was later awarded the military medal for his actions during the battle. His citation read, "Sapper Northey did especially good on the night of the 31st of August 1916, when repairing telephone lines for 13 hours under severe enemy shell fire." Northey's unit moved to Belgium for a short period, away from the main action in France. The 4th Division later returned to the Somme, just in time to spend the bitterly cold winter of 1916 in the trenches. Early 1917 was spent following the enemy as they retreated to the fortified Hindenburg line. Northey took part in his next major battle in April, near the village of Bullecourt, during the Allies' first attempt to break through the German lines. Under heavy machine gun and artillery fire, and without the expected support of tanks, Australian units suffered over 3,000 casualties in one day. After the first attack at Bullecourt, the 4th Division was sent to Ypres sector in Belgium. Northey was involved in the attack on Mezine Ridge in June. He later wrote to his parents, "At 3:10 a.m, the mines exploded and fire commenced. The din made by the guns and the bursting of shells made up a wonderful, inspiring spectacle, one never to be forgotten. The engineers hopped over the parapet shortly after the infantry. Our duty was to establish telephone communication with the front and rear tanks as the advance proceeded. The smoke, fumes and dirt nearly choked us. The shell fire for the first 24 hours was so intense that it was impossible to keep the lines in order. Somehow, I feel confident that the good God, who has safely brought my comrades and myself through so much, will see us right through the war and bring us safely home again." Northey's division took part in continued bitter fighting for the remainder of 1917. In February 1918, Northey was again hospitalised, this time with trench fever. After a short period in hospital in England, he trained with the Engineers Signal Section and rejoined his unit in France in October. 3 weeks later, on the 11th of November, the armistice was signed. The First World War came to an end. Sapper Northey embarked from England in January 1919 on board the troop ship Ulysses. Northey was welcomed back by his parents and a large group of friends and family. The local newspaper reported, "Sapper Northey saw a great deal of fighting, and at present he is not in very good health." Northey's health worsened in the weeks after his arrival, and he was sent to Randwick Military Hospital in Sydney for treatment. Suffering from a cough, night sweats, and abdominal pain, he was diagnosed with pulmonary tuberculosis, a malady for which there was no real cure. On the 10th of November 1919, almost a year after signing of the armistice, Sapper Ernest Northey died in hospital at Randwick. On the anniversary of his death in 1922, his parents posted a memorial notice in the Newcastle Morning Herald, which read, "Today brings back sad memories. He rose responsive to his country's call and gave her his best, his life, his all. We have lost, but heaven has gained, one of the best this world contained." Ernest Northey was 25 years old. His name is listed on the Roll of Honour on my right, among almost 62,000 Australians who died while serving in the First World War. His photograph is displayed today by the Pool of Reflection. This is but one of many stories of service and sacrifice told here at the Australian War Memorial. We now remember Sapper Ernest Samuel Northey, who gave his life for us, for our freedoms, and in the hope of a better world.
纪念馆里看到了很多小学生团体，这挺好的，会是非常启发性的教育。回想今天所见，第一次世界大战馆里带给了我很多情绪，有震撼、恐惧，还有很多。等我逛到第二世界大战馆时，情绪已经开始逐渐麻木。那时我在想，战争里的死亡是如此的轻易，生命是如此的脆弱。纵使每一个生命都和你我一样鲜活，一旦上了战场，每个人都像是那赛博朋克里的边缘跑者，无法停下。但活着的每分每秒，我们却又向死亡疯狂迈进。我有些不解，还有什么比生命更重要？一场有去无回的出行，是什么驱使他们义无反顾地踏上战场？或许在未来，我也会找到属于我的比生命更重要的，值得付出一切去守护的美好。